Remember your nurses, them now. Remember your doctors, them now. My Highland don't sell. No, 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 no.
You're in tune to Roots FM 96.1 on the FM band. It's now time for Make We Talk with host Jeffrey Tavares.
Good morning and thank you. Welcome to Make We Talk here on Roots 96.1 FM. Wherever you're watching and listening from around the world in the Eastern Caribbean, you tune in to Make We Talk this Tuesday, October 18th, 2022. Yesterday was National Heroes Day in Jamaica, where a lot of people get national awards. We had, I must say, congratulations to Dr. Maurice Guy, Shelley and Fraser Price, and so many others. And some of them never deserve to get it either. But, you know, politics run things. So some of them end up getting it. Anyway, this morning, we're going to speak to Miss Renee LaBruce, former U.S. Foreign Service officer. Mr. John Clark, Caribbean American with roots in the parish of St. Elizabeth, the Garden Parish, a former U.S. diplomat. We're also going to speak to the former special advisor to the former Prime Minister of Haiti from 2018 to 2019, Mr. Gene Harris. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Unmute your mic and cameras, please. Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, Jeffrey.
Yes, sir. I'm not seeing your face at all, sir. There you are.
Can you see me now?
I can see you loud, and I can see you from Negril Point to Moran Point all the way to Haiti.
All right.
Welcome to the program Make We Talk. Haiti has been in turmoil for a long time now, and you know, I have been asked some friends of mine, Jeffrey, when are you going to do a program on Haiti? And I said to them, you know, I am trying to get some info. I even went as far as speaking to a good friend of mine, former Ambassador Curtis Ward, who said to me that, you know, we need to do something, but we need to get, you know, the whole information correctly before we go out there and say things that is not so. Former advisor, let I start with you first, or maybe I should start with the female first. Miss LaBruce, your interest in Haiti, you're Haitian born, eh?
Yes, my roots. My parents are both Haitian, but I was born in the U.S.
In the U.S., yes. So tell me, I know you have a business venture within Haiti and other places, huh? Tell me what is going on before I go to the former advisor.
Okay, so, well, I've been living and working in Haiti for 12 years now. So I've in those 12 years, I've seen a lot of up and downs. And when we look at why are we facing so many challenges?
Yes.
For me, it's very clear that it's a breakdown of all the systems. The public and private institutions are completely failed. And without functioning institutions, public and private, there's only so much that can be done. So you've seen a lot of good efforts, unfortunately, that don't give lasting solutions. So for me, it's very clear that real deep down systemic transformation is what needs to happen. If I can sum it up as concisely as possible, that's what I would say. But there's a whole lot more there to develop. So
tell me, the whole crisis in Haiti, does it affect your business of so?
Absolutely. My family is involved in several industries. Me personally, I'm 100% involved in systemic transformation. After a career in the U.S. Foreign Service, and by the way, I served in Jamaica in 2009 and 2010 in Kingston, and I love your country, and I'm happy to be reconnecting with you guys out there. And so after public service, I did 5 years with the largest foreign investors in the country, so Heineken. So my brothers and sisters at Red Stripe, I collaborated a lot with you guys looking at the local sourcing initiatives, etc. So it's not really a money issue at all out here. What was very clear to me is that you need the brains of the country involved in addressing the real issues. No more band-aid solutions. It's not foreign aid that's going to throw money at a situation. It's we need to develop our local institutions, our academia. A lot of the cream of the crop, they get an education and they go overseas. So we've suffered massive brain drain. And we don't have academic institutions looking at the development needs of the country, nor is it aligned with investments in the country, whether it's agricultural, tourism, construction, all of that. There's a disconnect between all of that, and not a disconnect that has happened overnight. It's been years dismantling. You know, Haiti being the world's first Black republic, that's a big stand that we made for the world, where we really showed the world that no matter the color of our skin, we can do what we need to do. We can be contributors to society.
Indeed.
And when you look at policies, foreign policies towards Haiti, all of that contributed to the weak state that we have today. And to break that vicious cycle, we need to grow our local institutions, and things need to become aligned. So I'm fully committed to that systemic transformation. So I'm busier more than ever, working with some powerful leaders on the ground. Despite what you hear, despite what you see, you still have really good people on the ground who are dedicated, who are committed to stop doing what we've been doing and to do otherwise, to build up our local institutions.
Oh, I think I've lost you.
No, I'm still here.
Yes,
I'm still here.
No, you gained another personality.
Hello, Herb.
Hello.
I must say, welcome to Mr. Herb Nelson Jr.
Thank you, John. How you doing? And do that, Jean.
Jean, that's correct.
Hello.
Jean, that's what it should be.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Good day, all. I'm sorry I'm running late, but I have some family issues I have to deal with coming from the hospital again. So I've been up all night virtually. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm here though. Couldn't miss this for the world.
Yes, indeed. Let us switch over to the former advisor to the former prime minister in Haiti. Based on your experience on the ground in Haiti as a private citizen, I mean, what have you and what have you advised the former prime minister when you were there to really, you know, in the sense of the crime that's getting out of hand in Haiti and the lack of resources? What has been your advice to him to try implement something now that could have prevented this one?
Well, I think you hit it on you hit the nail right on the head. Actually, I would like to say good afternoon to everyone. Regine is someone that I've worked with during the past constitutional administration, and I've advised on almost everything, you know, especially job creation. I used to be representing the entity that you know, encouraging job creation, CFI. And I've taken some trips to in the Far East, as far as China, as well as Taiwan, to bring jobs to Haiti. And we started doing that. I concur Everest to invest in Haiti and they had a portfolio of 10,000 jobs. They started with 1,000 that we lost today, unfortunately. There was another group called RCA, which were gonna bring another 15,000 jobs. We lost that as of today. And the bad news is that we lost during those last 3 weeks about 50,000 jobs in the country.
Wow.
As far as them coming back, we don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen.
But
And
based on what is going on in Haiti now, Mr.
mhm,
Henry, the
yeah,
people of Haiti, I think that they're tired of the politicking of politicians in Haiti. And
yes,
as far as I can see it, the people have reached a point where they said enough of this.
yeah, and they are right. Unfortunately, they are right because since I would say since a good 15 years, all the people have been facing with these lies by almost every politician
Mm-hmm.
that I know. Okay, except for a few. President Preval did 2 terms, and there was no big issue. If listen, you have a country that's in peril right now. I can tell you because some of the sectors I am involved in. Okay, the distribution of oil of fuel, okay, has come to a complete stop, and that market has been deregulated for some times. Why I don't know. And let me tell you, let me take the crisis and summarize it for you. Uh, if you are the people of Haiti and only one subvention from the state, which is the subvention in the fuel sector, that's the only thing that the Haitian people can see, feel, and touch as far as subvention. Besides that, everything's been stolen from those people. Everything. In
But,
the
but, but,
DR,
but, but,
for
but, but,
instance, in the
before we
Jamaica, for instance,
hold on for me, sir. Hold on for me, sir. Before we go down that route, I have two other gentlemen that I need to bring into the discussion. You know,
mhm,
a elder of the Caribbean, a man who has stand up for security in the region for many years, Herb Nelson Jr., and also John Clark, who is from hail from the parish of St. Elizabeth, the Garden Parish in Jamaica. We can't make him come on and don't, without saying something like that. Anyway, Sir John, Sir Clark, tell me something now. What is going on in Haiti? What is the solution? Because we chat too much about Haiti. All
Right.
we do is chat and we chat and we chat. The same way, I keep on saying to people that Jamaica is knocking behind Haiti's back door. We are knocking behind Haiti's back door. And if we don't do something in Jamaica right now to curb our crime in Jamaica, God help us in the next 3-4 years or 10 years from now. So you as has Jamaican roots, and you're in the business and the Chamber of Commerce and so forth. Tell us your idea for Haiti.
I mean, historically, when we're looking at Jeffrey, thank you so much for that introduction. Grateful for my roots and the roots of my family from St. Elizabeth, and also having the opportunity to later work for the United States as a diplomat, but always knowing where I came from and where my family came from in rural St. Elizabeth. And with that, I'd like to say that Haiti, historically, going back even to the revolution, was often a indicator, a compass of where Jamaica might be going. Haiti launched their revolution in the 18th century, and only 40 years later, Jamaica launched their own slave revolt to get rid of colonial elites and get the British out of there. But Haiti was the leader, but there's always been this historical connection, and that goes back to Jamaicans such as Duty Bookman. And so I think we really have to be cognizant of what is going on in our backyard, and what is happening. And so what you're really seeing is an influx of weapons, a lot of high powerful automatic, semi-automatic weapons and pistols. A lot of them are coming from Florida, from the United States.
Yes, a lot of them coming from South Florida.
And we have to figure out what we can do as diaspora, as Jamaicans, as Caribbean people to hold the United States and officials and business people in Florida accountable for what is impacting our region. It's having a very negative impact. You have barefoot people in the slums of Cité Soleil, in Martissant, in other parts of Port-au-Prince. They can't even afford shoes, but they have $3,000 automatic weapons, brand new, out of the crate, manufactured Israel, manufactured USA, manufactured China. How are we allowing this to happen? And so we really have to get a hold on this and hold these people accountable. I think the other thing that we need to do is we need to make sure that whatever partners go on the ground to support the institutions that Regine had mentioned earlier, to reverse the brain drain, are people who love Haiti, but also love the Caribbean and want stability in the region. And so there really needs to be money and forums and discussion to do that. And so it can't be the same old Beltway bandwidth ditch. It can't be Harvard University alone. It can't be the University of Toronto, McGill, Yale, leading these studies and doing this investment. This money needs to go in the pockets of Caribbean diaspora and Caribbean graduates of UWI who are prepared, intelligent, and capable of doing this. Because why are we paying experts? Why is the EU, the UN, and the US paying experts on Japan and Iceland to support economic training in Haiti, to support economic development in Haiti, when you have dozens, if not hundreds of PhD graduates of Jamaican descent, of Haitian descent, of St. Lucian descent, I can go on and on with the islands, Bahamas, Bermuda, who can really contribute and have much better understanding of the situation on the ground in Haiti, and can really resolve these problems. Experts on Japan, Iceland, and other places are not going to help. So I think those are some of the things that need to be discussed, and hopefully we can get serious commitments and contribution partners on the ground.
Yes. Let us bring in Sir Herb Nelson Jr.
Yes. Thanks again, folks, for having me, and greetings to your listeners. Coming out of the U.S. military, special operations, special forces, and coming into the intelligence community taught me a lot. I always wanted to know how Jamaica was so disturbed, how Haiti was so disturbed, and how all these other islands who step over the line, so to speak, got whipped back over the line to keep them in line. And I learned a lot, especially with special forces and the intelligence community.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're going to undermine a country, you are looking for the weakest link in that country. If it's oil and gas, whatever it is, you make it so difficult to obtain that you weaken the country, and the country will then have a whole lot of turmoil. If it's gangs that are running around, and they're running around with ratchet knives or whatever type of cutlasses they can put their hands on, you hand them $3,000 weapons that they just want to go crazy, because never before in their life it was imperceptible that they would have a $3,000 weapon and be able to do target practice in their own communities. Something that tells me that some of our majority members who are case officers who run these type of operations
Yes.
do not care about Black lives, and Black lives don't matter to them. Nobody in their right mind would be doing this kind of stuff. But we find that this happens with Haiti, it happens in Jamaica, and it happens elsewhere, right? When you have Charles Little Nut Miller living in St. Kitts and you send him to Jamaica under the name Cecil Connor, to the right-hand man of Edward Seaga, and he says in the book Shaw Posse that he's responsible for killing over 500 people, you got to believe him, because we slaughtered a lot of people in the 79-80 period to get Michael Manley out of office.
Yeah.
And the same thing occurs in Haiti. The same thing is occurring across Latin America and the Caribbean during that time frame, the terrible 70s into the 80s. So I make no excuses and no apologies to anybody for saying out loud that we have to find a better way to not undermine the governments in these regions by overwhelming them with firepower when you know you have to go in there and clean it up. When Clinton sent the forces in there to restore Aristide, not did they only restore Aristide, but they cleaned up over 90,000 weapons. And everybody said, thank God. Here comes G.W. Bush to remove Aristide and bring back tens of thousands of weapons into Haiti through all these contractors down in South Florida. So I'm speaking not to you guys, but to those people that have their antennas up and I know they're listening. It needs to stop. We cannot continue killing people in peaceful communities.
Announcing a crackdown on guns.
There you go. It has to be.
Let me show you something, ladies and gentlemen, that has been reported on a news station in America, wherein when I saw it, I was like, what? And these guns comes into Haiti and from Haiti to other Caribbean countries. I was even told yesterday that a certain private mega yacht go off the coast of Haiti to buy guns and then come back into the Jamaican waters. Now, if this is so, I am saying this loud and clear, that it has to stop. Something has to have to be done about this. It can't be, as what Mr. Nelson just said. How on earth can people who lives in Ream or in jungle, who can only afford, I don't know if Mrs. LaBruce will understand this term, dirty gal, tin mackerel and rice, afford how much $1,000 high weapon? It cannot continue. Listen to this for me.
On guns.
It follows a recent increase in
hold on for me, hold on.
ammunition smuggling.
I think I need to do something here. Hold on a minute.
Don't forget, Regine lived in Jamaica for a year.
Oh, yeah, so she understands the terminology, dirty girl.
She learned a whole lot in the year, I'm sure.
You know, because, I mean, when you see what is going on in Jamaica, you're trying to figure out. And is it that even Haiti, the people of Haiti can't afford such high weapons? So it has to be coming in from the Vumvava and the Vumvavi of society who has money. And politicians have a lot to do with what's going on, in the Caribbean. These licky and nyami politicians who come in and tell the people a whole bunch of damn nonsense. And pack up our headlock and from flambulent words that they can give us and give us that they know they can't give us a damn thing. The time has come. We must stop this chat and do something. It can't continue. Our black brothers and sisters are gunned down in our streets every day like blackbird. Huh? And we just sit down and chat? Who enrich themselves from Haiti? Who enrich themselves from Jamaica? Living big lives in Florida and all over the damn place? And we just sit down and accept it? The time has come for us to stop and take a look on what is going on And let us show you this. Because honestly, when I saw it, I was like, no. It can't be that poor people buying these guns.
Smuggling to Haiti.
Announcing a crackdown on guns.
It follows a recent increase in firearm and ammunition smuggling to Haiti and other areas in the Caribbean. Local 10 News is Cody Weddle is live in Doral with the details. Cody.
Yeah, guys, take a look at this firepower we have on these tables here. These are sniper rifles. We have some other semi-automatic rifles. Over here on this table, we even have an AK-47. And these are the guns that Homeland Security Investigations Office here in Miami say are increasingly flowing into the Caribbean, specifically into Haiti. We just heard from federal officials, from the HSI, also from the Customs and Border Protection, and from the Coast Guard. And they're announcing new resources and a new focus on stopping the trafficking of these weapons out of the United States and to Caribbean nations. So how do these weapons get down to Haiti? Well, officials say they're often concealed in other shipments, so they may be buried in a large container with other items. And the authorities here today saying they will beef up inspections and investigations starting today.
So the message we are conveying today is that Homeland Security Investigations and its partners will investigate and seek to prosecute any individuals involved in illegal arms trafficking.
So this is lucrative. These guns can be bought here in the United States for hundreds, thousands of dollars, and then they can be sold overseas for thousands and sometimes even tens of thousands. Homeland Security here does have a number. If you have information about illegal gun trafficking, that number is 866-347.
You all got the drift of what is going on. Now tell me something now. Let I go to the former advisor to the Prime Minister, the former Prime Minister of Haiti. Tell me something now, Sir Henry. If you see what you see what South Florida, the FBI agents in South Florida has put out on the news organization of what is going on. Now tell me something now. You who has been in the realms of politics in Haiti, what was your advice? Because I'm pretty much sure this South Florida issue has been going on for years. And who is in the intelligent business should know this, should have heard about this. What was your advice then, and what is your advice now to the current Prime Minister pertaining to what is going on?
Well, there are the one way to describe it: corruption, corruption, corruption. Let me tell you something. It's not that it's been going on and nobody knew about it. There hasn't been, the border patrol hasn't been done. And the worst case scenario is to have the Episcopalian, the Catholic Church. Do you know how many guns have been entered into Haiti under that name? It's unreal. And let me tell you, do you think all of that happened and nobody knew on the US side that this was going on? The beautiful America?
Hold on for me, Mr. Henry. We have to take a quick commercial break on Route 96.1 FM. We'll be right back. We're speaking about Haiti's pandemic, the crime pandemic that has ruffled through Haiti, throughout the Caribbean. We'll be right back here and make we talk on Route 96.1 FM. Don't go anywhere.
At MOJ Ministry of Justice, come access quality service to keep order within the nation. We put together good legislation, legal aid to your pocket. A little is child diversion for you to need expertise. Victim service will help you cope with grief. Restorative justice, build back the peace. No matter where you come from, how we say justice for all Jamaicans. MOJ Ministry of Justice, come access quality service.
MOJ, taking justice to the people of Jamaica.
Become the hero on the scene by taking the COVID vaccine. Get vaccinated as soon as you get all the facts. Don't listen to the rumors. This vaccine might just make it possible for teachers to sit face to face with schoolers. This vaccine make it safer for everybody, from the young to the elderly. Don't you want to go back to living normally when things were more orderly? And if you want to live a long good life, then we all have to do what's right. So let's get vaccinated along with the heroes on the front line.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Backyard Magazine presents the Music Feel Reggae Show on Roots FM with Music Feel, DJ Sogi and SK. Every Wednesday, 5 p.m. till 6:30 p.m. This is the complete show where you get music updates, artist interviews and reviews. The Music Feel Reggae Show is brought to you by the legendary Backyard Magazine. Know your roots.
Hi, I'm Sharon.
Hi, I'm Marcia.
I'm Adrian. Join us this and every Wednesday morning for Extraordinary Abilities on Roots 96.1 FM. Join us for news, views, and interviews with extraordinary people. Extraordinary Abilities every Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your extraordinary radio station, Roots 96.1 FM. It's gonna be fun, informative, and educational, but most of all, it will be extraordinary. Extraordinary.
Welcome back to Make We Talk here on Roots 96.1 FM. We're speaking to Mr. Herb Nelson Jr., Chairman of the Crime Security Committee Group of the Caribbean and studies in studies in Washington, D.C. And also we're speaking to Miss Renee LeBruce, former U.S. Service Officer, John Clark, Caribbean American with roots in Jamaica, former diplomat. Mr. Gene Henry, former special advisor to the former Prime Minister of Haiti. We're speaking about Haiti's crime pandemic. Mr. Henry, go ahead. You were saying something before the break, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, to pick up where we left off, like I said, everybody knew what was going on as far as the traffic of illegal weapons. Every time you try to step in, needless to tell you how many different groups were against that principle. There were even containers that got lost, and until today, nobody knew where they went, what was in them. It was a fist fight on a daily basis where you have high rank officials involving in this kind of trade. It's very difficult for one man to do. So the advice were given, and the Prime Minister then tried to do everything, and that's why he was sabotaged. On the first call into Congress, he was let go. Because we seen it, we couldn't go like that. We couldn't deal with it.
Ms. LeBruce, you come back in the conversation here. You're the only female that is here, and we can't make them another chat. You're not saying anything.
I'm here to balance things.
Right, but your take on Haiti's crime, as a lady who was, well, a young lady who was born in America but have Haitian parentage. When you sit down and you see what is going on in Haiti, you have traveled to Jamaica. You see the same thing creeping into Jamaica. As a citizen and as a former U.S. special force or special whatever, I am baffled to see what is going on, What can you say to these people who are in power, who believe that they can't listen to the layman because they are politicians? And some of them involved in so much corruption is unbelievable.
The level of corruption is so bad that I see people doing things and they don't even consider it as corruption because it's part of the daily practice. It's really bad. It's plagued at all levels, and interacting with these folks, sorry. my train of thought was interrupted. But interacting with these folks who are unfortunately have adopted all these practices, to break that through, to break that through, it's not an overnight solution. And everyone wants a quick fix. Everyone wants a quick fix, but the quick fix is not possible. The real solution is getting involved into the weeds and into the details to rebuilding that system. And, you know, some people look at it as a long-winded solution. But every time we say, no, we can find something faster. We can find something faster. Time goes by and nothing is fixed. The biggest issue for me is the mistrust. When you're collaborating with people across different administrations, different institutions, different organizations, different businesses, different entities, if there's no trust at the base that we're all walking towards the same direction, we all have a common goal, which is to attack corruption, to attack the broken system, no matter what you do goes in vain. And this is what I've seen in the past years that I've been here. As a nation in Haiti, we need to be united around a common vision. And that common vision cannot be implanted from above. That common vision has to be co-created from the ground up. Various people from different sectors, from different parts of the country have to be involved. Now, how do you orchestrate that? That's not something that happens overnight. There are systems, there are methodologies, there are processes to make that happen. We've seen this all over the world. And the group that I've been working with, for example, 60 leaders, which represent a microcosm of the country, we put our heads together. We said, you know what? We're ready to question all the practices that we've done. We're ready to put in question everything for one mutual goal. And that is for rebuilding Haiti, for transforming Haiti. And the 60 leaders using a methodology that Nelson Mandela used post-apartheid with the right consultants, with the right brains around the power. And we created the basis for this common vision. Anyone interested, kafoulespwa.org, KAFOULESPWA.org. You see the groundwork there. And the methodology we used was transformative scenario planning. So there's a lot of base work that's done. You know, right now there are talks about US troops coming in, Canadian troops coming in to provide the security. Is that what Haiti needs? I think me being, I'm still gonna call myself a young woman who has young children, who has all her assets in this country, I'm here. We've been locked up in the house for 5 weeks. I have access to nothing right now. I can't get in my car and go to the supermarket with ease. We're all stuck at home. And we're looking for a savior to come in and fix our issues. That's not going to happen. That's not the real miracle. The real miracle is getting all of us to collaborate, getting all of us to work through our baggage of mistrust, to stop these corrupt practices, to saying no to the corrupt practices, so that the brains can be involved in this process that we desperately need. It can happen. There is a movement that has started, that has the trust, that has the buy-in of a diversity of people on the ground. Mm-hmm. We can keep waiting for these solutions. Troops on the ground will be another Band-Aid. Do we need that Band-Aid? Yes, because I need to be able to leave my house safely. But that Band-Aid is not the solution. That Band-Aid is a temporary thing. So there are measures that we can put in place. We can put sanctions for people smuggling in guns. That has to stop. You can't be doing these crimes against the nature, against innocent people that are constantly being caught in the crossfire. That must be addressed. And while that is being addressed, simultaneously, we need to rebuild our systems and we need those brains. I loved what you guys said earlier about, why do we need to bring people from Asia, from Europe? We have our brothers and sisters in our neighboring islands. We can do this together. We understand each other way more than we think we do. We need to break this constant need to going back to the colonial powers, thinking that the colonials have the answers. We need to work more with one another and reinforce one another. When you take Haitians and they go professionally evolved in other countries, they do very well. it's time that we do it in our own home, in our own backyard, and we have to do it together, united around a common vision.
I'm going to go to Mr. Clark with this, but I have to ask Mr. Herb Nelson Jr. a question. He is in the area of security for many, many years. So Nelson, do you have any idea if they have sanctioned any former present politician in Haiti, any former and present gangs in Haiti? Unmute your mic for Mr. Herb.
Sorry about that. They are sanctioning members of gangs. They're looking at who hold U.S. visas, whether it's multiple tourists or permanent, and they're taking them away because they know that some of the folks that lived here in the U.S. are down there funding a lot of these gangs and are responsible for some of the tactics being employed against Haitians in their own country, right? Let me say this. If we wanted, we could train a force of Caribbeanites, Jamaica, Trinidad, Guyana, every island that is French speaking can contribute to the police force. Or if you have thousands of those members here in the US military and the Canadian military who are from these countries, natives, you gather them together, train them, you can prepare them in 2 weeks, and you can then get the combat forces necessary to divide and hold different areas. Remember, clear, hold, build. That's what we're trying to do in Jamaica. It's now working. Why? Because the politicians in Jamaica are causing a defeat of that system. They're undermining that system before it even gets started. But if you brought it into Haiti, the fact that Haiti lacks a coherent parliament and a president is not there, you could bring that 15, 20,000 person force in, and you can clear, hold, and build up each of those areas. It's not an overnight thing. You have to be committed to at least 5 years, in my estimation. If it moves along swiftly and there's input from the diaspora to feed, and I know Regine has these ideas for the future, but without removing the criminal element and the forces of disruption that exists in the country, you have to fight fire with fire. And you cannot remove them with just sending in a police detachment to augment the Haitian National Police and hope that that's going to work. You have to, General Powell had the Powell Doctrine, which I believe in, overwhelming force. They are on the ground, they are standing there. You can't go from point A to B anymore unless you're going to work, and then you start getting people IDs so that you know where they work, you know where they have to travel to, and you allow them that free space. And you ensure that, stop and frisk, it worked in New York. You can't be claiming that it's racial anymore because you're amongst your own population. It does work. It worked in New York extremely well.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't want me hear me say that, but I'm sorry. It did.
Mr. Clark, your perspective on the whole, because you're a businessman. Ms. LaBruce is a businesswoman also. Now, tell me something here. Do you have business in Haiti?
I don't have business in Haiti. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear. You hearing me?
I don't have business in Haiti, but in the past, I've supported travel and business visits to Haiti. I've supported UN projects to bring Haitian and Dominican cooperation closer together.
Hmm. So, what have they said to you pertaining to the whole crisis? Because this has been going on for a long time, and when you see what is going on both the American television and other news media, you say to yourself, "My God, Haiti's gone to the dogs."
Well, there's so many angles and aspects of it. And I think Regine brought up some really good points, and I'm going to hit those as well as what Herb hit. You know, when Haitians and Caribbean Americans, but definitely when Haitians go overseas, they do extremely well. Years ago, I went to a Christmas party in Westchester County, outside of New York City. It was a Haitian Christmas party. It was one of the most elaborate, nice events full of people, Black people like me, that I've ever been to in my life. Dozens of multimillionaires. It was in an exclusive golf course. Haitians, when they come to America, do extremely well. I ended up talking to an economist who's a friend. She did a research paper. The average Haitian American first generation does better in terms of income, in terms of schooling, than the average white American after just 30 years. And so I think, what we really need to do is Regine said, and even as Herb said, is we really need to leverage our resources. We need to come together, and the policies and the solutions to Haiti can have more of an impact if we have people that understand the country, are familiar with the language and the culture, implementing them. And so Herb had mentioned, stop and frisk policy. Well, that's not going to work if you have Brazilian troops, you have white American troops from, the South. If you have other people that don't maybe look and understand Caribbean culture, you really need people who will not put everybody in the same box, but figure out where the real issues are. And you don't have the risk or the allegations of prejudice even there, but people who are really loving, improving stability and security in the region, and they want better results. We had talked about weapons and these $3,000 guns. If Jamaica is not careful, that is going to be the future for the region, because we're island nations. We're extremely vulnerable to what is going on in the neighboring countries. We have porous borders. It's impossible to secure our coastlines 24/7, without a serious naval presence or power. And the only naval presence that could do that would be the United States. So we really, need to nip this in the bud, as CARICOM nations. It's the sooner that we can, better, because if we don't, the situation will spiral and get worse.
We don't have a lot of time. Leave.
One thing I wanted to interject. John and I have spoken about the Safer City, Smarter Community programs. And the way we wanted to do it in Jamaica was through sports. Football, as you know, is a world event. It's a team building event. It works for males, it works for females. And we have always said that when you have, like we introduced in Portmore in Jamaica, the largest bedroom community in the Caribbean, you introduce football as a soccer academy, a football academy, and then you train the kids, right, across enemy lines, so to speak. In other words, if you believe these guys are your enemies over here, when I divide you by age group, like 10 to 13, right, 14 to 16, when I put you in that cluster, and it's across all the lines you had previously drawn, I'm obliterating the lines and I'm bringing all these kids together. 16 and under so that they can impact the brothers who are 17 to 20. And in doing so, that type of influence, using football as the vehicle, it means it's a discipline. And once you have these kids' attention with football, you can then sit them down and impart other knowledge to them, other skill sets to them, right? The coping skill sets. So that's a part of what we have been talking about.
We don't have enough.
Cities.
We don't have enough time left
yeah.
in air. But I'm gonna ask the lady and gentleman on this platform here. Even if we go off air on Roots FM, can you stay back for a couple more minutes on the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel to discuss more in depth this issue with Haiti's crime and Jamaica's crime that is affecting both islands and other Caribbean territories? Let us go to the former advisor to the former Prime Minister. Mr. Henry, you has been in the lens of politics. Have you all ever approached the American government and say to them, listen to me, the point of gun coming into Haiti is from South Florida. What can you all do about it to stem the guns flowing into Haiti and other part of the Caribbean?
Well, let me begin by saying this. Before we even say it, they knew it. The intelligence, the American intelligence community in Haiti knows everything that goes on. Do you think I was the one to tell them who visas to cancel? They have the information. Now, the real question is why they let it drag on, why they do let it go on. And this is the job that I'm doing now. By the way, I was advisor for 6 months. We did not survive more than 6 months. Because once you, like Regine says, you try to establish the method and go into the step-by-step, automatically you get undermined and you get caught by other politicians. And then before you know it, it's a big saga, and then you cannot accomplish anything. The real question now is to not put a bandage, but to solve the issue, like all those gentlemen that speak, in these discussions, especially Mr. Erb, that knows, how to tackle the problem. To tackle it once and for all, we have to address so many other issues. The gang didn't just drop from the sky. We created them. How? It's the environment that creates gangs. And like he said, if
and
we don't
politicians
stop it now, and politicians. That's exactly right. Who creates that gang environment? Politicians. So if we don't stop it now, remember that from the southwest point of Haiti to Port Antonio, it's 90 miles. I've done it in fishing boat, 90 miles. Okay, I'll go drink my red stripe and come back.
To Port Antonio in Jamaica.
Yes, yes. So meaning in no time, you can have an epidemic spread out throughout the Caribbean. Now, if you ask me, is that what the US is looking for? I don't know, because I really don't know why. Those Caribbean nations that is in your backyard, why would you let that go on? And before you know it, infiltration can come from any part of the world. Because this is a weak point, like you said in your first statement. Why do we have to keep that link going that weak and then endangered the whole CARICOM nation? This is something that could be stopped now. We have experts. Look at that. Look at that. Between the 6 of us, look how many brains that are there.
But
that can help to the issue.
Mr. Henry, it will be said, and I will say this publicly. I know Mr. Herb don't like when I say certain things, But when you have politicians who believe that they know it all, you have Herb Nelson Jr., you have Wilfred Radigan, you have Dr. Herbert Francis, you have many other Jamaicans and Haitians who are willing to come back into their country to assist their country. Within Jamaica, you have a man as Wilfred Radigan, who the government don't want to listen to. Because what? The question must be asked. of the American government, when are they going to sanction sitting politicians? When are they going to investigate sitting politicians who are involved in corruption, who are involved in drugs and gun running into the Caribbean? That's a question must be asked of the American government.
This is a real question. And trust me, you heard me this morning saying that I'm going to go up to DC tomorrow. Those will be the topics. Why can't you guys stop that? Because you complain every 5 years. You need to rethink about Haiti, spending money that nobody has. I don't need you to be spending money on Haiti every 5 years. Let's solve the problem once and for all. The politicians are not sanctioned, okay? The people that, rob Haiti from everything, they're not being sanctioned. And if there is no sanction, there will be no peace. Because the people, after all, what do they see? Gangs is a more lucrative, thing right now than going to school, than going to work. So this is a signal that you don't understand. And this is what they're registering right now.
We don't have enough time on Roots 96.1 FM. Now it's now 11:59 in Kingston, Jamaica. 12:59 in South Florida. We're listening, watching from around the world in the Eastern Caribbean. We're speaking to a very distinguished panel, courtesy of, consists of one beautiful female who's amongst the batch of us, ugly men.
Nobody else matters then.
If only it were that simple.
I agree with you, Mr.
We are asking members of the other YouTube channel and Facebook page of Roots 96.1 FM, come on over because the discussion is going to continue. And before we go off air here in Jamaica, let me say this. The crime situation we faced in the Caribbean, in Jamaica, the time has come for the politicians in the countries across the Caribbean. Stop have so much things inside of you that you can't ask for help. You have Jamaicans, you have Trinidadians, you have Haitians, you have St. Vincentese or whatever they call them, that can come and assist. And I will continue to say this. I don't care want to say anything about me. You have a man as Wilfred Rattigan, born a Waterhouse, wear dirty foot, no shoes on his foot, go to school, short trousers, body tear out. Gonna have to go to school sometime. And he become an FBI agent, an attorney at law, and so forth. And you're saying to me that the powers may be in Jamaica is so corrupt that they can't have him to come in there because what? He's gonna find the corruption that's going on in Jamaica? Of the people of the Vumvava and the Vumvavi? The time has come, Caribbean people and Jamaicans, to rise up. The crime cannot continue. This is where I say so long from Roots 96.1 FM. Come on over to the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel. The discussion continue over there. I'm returning back to the studios of Roots FM. Miss Isis?
My Highland don't salute. My Highland don't salute. Please don't salute.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The song My Island Don't Sell Out. Make We Talk don't own the copyright to that song. So please, YouTube, don't charge me for it. Or block my channel. Welcome back. You know, if Mr. Herb know me, I'm a very passionate person who comes onto my country. I grew up in a political home. But don't call me a paintball JLP because I'm neutral for me gear back smash up. I can't go neither left nor right. It just mash up. Neutral can't go no further. Because you know why? The question asked every 5 years. Do you see who to vote for? You don't see who or what to vote for. Just like in Haiti. The people of Haiti have suffered under the pans of hell of politicians and outsiders. And how long must it continue? How long must it continue for the people of Haiti to get a savior? They rise up, why don't they gun them down? How long must they sit down and continue living in absolute poverty? Haiti is a very rich country. And between the France and the Haitians and the Americans, they suck the country dry. They rape the country with a condom. And politicians come on and chat pay bloody nonsense, both former and present. And all of this rape the economy of Haiti. They're raping the economy of Jamaica right now. But Haiti, from when I was born until now, you've been hearing about Haiti, 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 Haiti. Come on. The time has come that we stop this chat and call a spade a spade. When are we going to ask for people who within the Haitian or Jamaican community to rise up and say, look, we need no help? We don't believe it's only Americans can help us? Or the French or the English or the Canadians can really assist us? That's what we all believe? No. The question now to Mr. Herb Nelson Jr. The institutes of that you work with, sir. What's your name again, Mr. Nelson? Me go get in all, you're younger than me.
What's the question? I'm sorry.
The institute you work with.
Institute of Caribbean Studies.
Yes.
Yes.
What have you and the Institute of Caribbean Studies come together with CARICOM? What have you all come up to when it comes down to the crime pandemic that is facing Jamaica and Haiti? And they're going to spill over into other Caribbean countries.
We brought it up 2 years in a row to one, CARICOM Impacts, who are the trainers of the police commissioners and their staff throughout the Caribbean. And we brought it up to the crime and security person on the CARICOM Secretariat. And we have told them in no uncertain terms that the proliferation of weapons and the proliferation of gangs throughout the Caribbean is a threat to the foundation of good governance. The fact that these young men and women are being manipulated by young politicians who know them well and can converse with them well and teach them how to upset the apple cart. But the nation building aspects are not being addressed. The team building aspects I mentioned before, those things need to be addressed, and they need to be given direction from grassroots level all the way up. In Jamaica, we have the community development corporations now by different communities. And they bring together all elements of society, the churches, the businesses, the sports teams, anything that can bring about production in the community. But it's still improperly impacted by government ministers who make sure they can sink or swim. And if they don't follow the government ministers' edicts, then they're forcing them to sink, right? If they go along to get along, then they let them swim. Everything is controlled. But we need to ensure the CDCs are effective. And if Haiti has programs within the different communities, when I spoke with the regime, she assured me that there's a plan afoot to bring a development and disbursement program, disperse the population, get the various sectors developed, much like the CDC is trying to do in Jamaica. And keep in mind, Haiti has 10 million people compared to Jamaica, 3 million, little bit. So if it can work on a partial basis in Jamaica, if we can get it to work on a partial basis in Haiti and get a full commitment from all the bourgeoisie billionaires down there, right, to put them money where the mouth is, no more lip service, fund these projects, we can rescue the people of the Caribbean, our good friends in Haiti, right?
Okay.
It can happen.
Yes. Mr. Clark, your question, sir. Do you think the politicians and the people of the Vumvava and the Vumvavi within Haiti, I see where Mr. LaBrouche opened her eye when I say Vumvava and Vumvavi. That is my name to call these people who have
I'm like, huh?
money.
Vumvavavi. Question. Are we
Just
still live
learn
or
a
are we
new
just
word.
chatting?
Huh?
Are we live or are we just chatting now?
No, we're live. We're live right on YouTube, same way.
We're still live.
We're live.
Okay.
Yes. And you know, the question I need to ask Mr. Clark, who is a Jamaican, you know, roots in St. Elizabeth, the Garden Parish, where they forget St. Elizabeth all along. Because every year they talk, St. Elizabeth is in drought. Every year they talk the same thing over and over.
And
they're not doing anything about it. You know? So the question I want to ask you, do you believe that politicians really want to solve crime within Jamaica and Haiti?
Now, Jeffrey, when you say politicians, you mean politicians on the ground in Jamaica and Haiti, or where?
Well, yes.
I think that's the challenge. That's the root of the problem, right? You're going to have good actors and politicians that want to improve the situation, but then you have other individuals acting on their own interests, right? And they don't have, back to what Regine said, they don't have trust in the system. And so when you have people who've lost faith in their neighbors and their community and in any system, they might, act in a way, including importation of weapons, including breaking of the law, to settle their own political scores and or secure what they think, are their interests. I think it's a little bit worse, right? Because if people were acting not even just to secure maybe their own community or their own area, but just what, material goods and, contracts or money, the system could be rotten to the core. So I think, unfortunately, there's enough bad actors that there's people who don't want the issue resolved, and that's part of the problem, right?
Former advisor to the former prime minister, you're taking it. You being a former advisor and your brother being a former prime minister. What have you all put in place to stem the crime in Haiti? Did you all put certain things in place and it didn't work? Or did you all recommend certain things in place? Or what? What is your plan?
Okay. The first thing we looked at the police force to see if there was enough equipment or, manpower to do the job. Because when things start escalating, then of course you have more ground to cover. And the burgeoning effect of the gangs that are committing 90% of the crime, it was already difficult to contain. But when we look at the international community that say they wanted to help, and we drafted a list of equipment and material that the police force need. That's this work's been done in conjunction with, the high ranks of the police force, but nothing was basically given. So to contain, basically the uprising of the gangs. And when you talk to those people, you find out that, it's not easy, because the policeman that is fighting gangs during the day go sleep at the same neighborhood as those gang leaders. So they were afraid, and there was not,
corruption in it.
yeah, not only corruption, but fear that, I'm chasing you during the day, and at night I'm going to sleep in the same neighborhood as you. And a lot of them get killed like that. So what we had tried to do is to, emphasize on this special forces. And there again, the budget could not sustain it. And we asked, we petitioned for more money for them. And again, like you
Hold
said,
on here now.
politicians were against that. Go ahead.
Hold on there now. One said they don't have no money to fight crime. One getting enough money to fight the crime. And the people, the police force, they're not no ballistic vest. The car then they brought down every minute on the road. So tell me something now. Is it that the donor funds is going into Haiti and Jamaica? Is it that the politicians are saying they're not getting enough money? Or is it that when the money going there, the money then gone like Sammy Mouth? Meanwhile, politicians have the security forces securing nothing every dog. And they fall in the yard. When the citizens who vote for them have no security. I've always said this, when a government cannot secure its own people, something is wrong somewhere. Now, Miss LaBruce, you is in Haiti right now. Do you believe in your heart of heart? Forget about Haiti's National Party, or Haiti Labour Party, or Haiti's People's National Party, or whatever party you have in Haiti. As a Haitian citizen, a woman who has her ears on the ground, a woman who love her Haitian people, love Haiti. Do you believe politicians want to fight crime in Haiti?
We're living such a complicated situation that didn't happen overnight, and we have to acknowledge that. We have residue left over from the Duvalier dictatorship, which has bred at least 2 generations of folks who tell you to run away from politics. Politics is no good. Politicians are the scum of the scum. Getting involved in politics, you will lose your life. You're going to bring shame to the family. Don't be involved in politics. So if this is what people who know better, people who are part of the communities, people who are going to school, people who are leading academic institutions, people who are leading civil society organizations fundamentally believe this, who do you think is involved in politics? So that right there at a base is a core issue where it didn't happen overnight. This is 2 generations of folks who have been raised with this belief, stay away from politics. You have a few bold, daring who go in and they get swallowed by the system. And today, there is absolutely not a single politician, not a single human being, with all the good intentions they want, with all the money, with all the access, that has the power to turn things around. It is impossible. It's a whole retraining. And today, where you have a good number of folks who are so fed up, they're like, you know what, I'm willing to take the risk to go into politics. people who have genuine interest. But if they go in today, they're going to be swallowed by the corruption. They're going to be swallowed by the bad politics. And what, you think the people that are there are just going to let it go like that? You think they're just going to walk away? So there are all these layers of complexity that we need to swim through. And for me, you can't ask someone with integrity to enter a broken system like that. But what you can ask is someone with integrity to join a collective with other people who are committed and are like, you know what, that corruption, like, I'm fed up, I'm suffering, my parents' generation have suffered, and I have nothing to look forward for my children. Let's commit to doing something together. That's the only way that's going to change it. For me, I'm convinced you have to start from the same starting point. Everyone who wants to enter, you get a massive number of folks entering simultaneously, and you involve the existing politicians in this process. You involve them to let them know, look, Haiti is ground zero. It's not even ground zero. We're like negative 500 right now. And people are realizing, you know what, we want to address the crime. We want to address education. We want to address health. We want to address all these issues. We can only do it if we agree to work on certain terms. From this day forward, we're working on this common vision. This day forward, corruption, nah. There will be consequences. There must be consequences to crimes. There must be consequences to corruption, but you need a system in place to establish that. The police officers who are risking their lives every day in Haiti, God bless their souls. Do you know how difficult it is to go out there and fight for the lives of other people when your own life is in danger, when your family's life isn't guaranteed, when you can't even have enough funds to send your own children to school, you're going to fight for a nation? What are we asking people to do right now? This is nonsense. This is insanity. So all of that is a process. It's going to happen through common interventions, through a collective leadership where we're all like, you know what, enough is enough. And you know what, once we align around this common vision, the foreigners that want to help, they'll have more trust in what we're doing to come and help. You guys over there in Jamaica, from what we've been talking about today, you acknowledge that this is a problem. You acknowledge that you want to be part of this Caribbean effort. Are you going to risk your life and jump in a sinking ship? Or will you be more inclined to really help something where you feel there's a collective leadership involved? Without that, there's too much at stake. And I think folks on the ground need to accept what's at stake and accept to compromise a bit of what they have for the collective good so that we can all put our brain power together to transform what's happening.
We're going to cut off at 1:30. And, you know, we have to have this discussion again. We have to have this discussion. Not only discussion, we have to have solution to the discussion. I can see where our good friend Sir Herb is typing some things in the chat there that is very interesting. You know, I go back to the former advisor, then I go to Mr. Herb, then Sir Clark again. Advisor, what are you as a Haitian and as a Caribbean man, a Caribbean citizen, what are you doing to help your Haitian people? The people who has asked, all they asked for is security, health, food, education. What are you doing? What can you do to assist?
As I told you, right now I am putting my my shoes on and engage in conversation, not only to let people know what the real challenges are and how to tackle the problem, not to have it coming back in 5 to 10 years, because this is a circle, it's been coming back. And as I can tell you, the problem has never been addressed the way it's supposed to. Politicians don't go to jail for corruption. Everything goes unpunished. You cannot have a sustainable system that works if you don't set the rules. We can agree on one thing. My family our background is law. I have many brothers lawyers. I am an engineer by trade. I have many brothers doctors. Okay? We inject ourselves into politics. To do what? To see if we can bring about a change. But like Regine just said, if it's not the collective effort, you're going to get swallowed. And that's exactly what happened. You can check to see our background, never been involved in corruption. Why do we fail? Because we want to change the system that is not only manufacturing gang members, but also that are making people rich overnight. How can the guy 4 years ago had nothing? He's a senator, and then 4 years later, he's a multi-millionaire. Where did that money come from? I'm not saying he cannot work for it, but did we investigate to know where that money came from? If we don't stop the corruption, we can work out all we want. We're not gonna get far. But as I told you, my job right now is to make people aware of what's going on so we can find the solution together, not only in the name of Haiti, or in the name of the whole Caribbean nations, because we're facing kind of the same problem. And as of now, that's what I am doing. I have served my country many times before. I did not work to come back and do more work now that I am approaching the age for retirement. Seriously. There are people, friends I know that retired at 50. Why do I feel like I'm always working to give something. I did regulation. I bring the internet to Haiti. I brought the cellular system to Haiti. And then I'm seeing me back doing other things every now and then. So we all get sick and tired of it. We have to start at ground zero and work it for the benefit of everybody. Because right now, everybody's losing. Everybody. Whether you're an insider, whether you're an outsider, you're losing. So I just told you what I'm willing to do.
Mr. Clark, your final word before we go off, because we gotta go off, and we gotta have another discussion on this. I can't have Miss LeBruce here waiting. She has other things to go and do. Not like us men who don't have anything to do. And I know I'm going to speak about Sir Herb, because I know Sir Herb has to be delegating all that stuff right now. But Mr. Clark, your quest or your views on the whole, or what should be done between Haiti and Jamaica, especially Haiti. In other words, what is it's not a band-aid. We can't put a band-aid on this thing, because we keep on putting band-aid on it. We keep on bringing in the American government to come in and do this and do that, and nothing has been done. It's the same thing over and over, repeating itself. But from a layman's point of view, what do you think should be done in Haiti?
Well, I think you raise a good point. Everyone is bringing up, what should the U.S. do, or what should we do, and why should we even wait for the U.S.? I think we should really look globally at what other countries have done. So, for example, Kenya has a process that they will only receive aid money, because see what happens, you receive aid money, you take out loans, and you get funding. And you say, well, America's given all this money to blah, blah, blah country. What are the results? Well, as we had discussed earlier, if most of the funding is going towards, economic training programs, in English and French, not even in Haitian Creole, granted to Harvard University or a university in Iceland or Japan, and the US government spending money there, that's not an efficient use of resources. You want Haitian Creole speaking people, you want Americans that have been on a Caribbean island and understand the challenges. If you're gonna put money, otherwise that aid needs to just be rejected outright. And that's what Kenya does. Kenya told the German government, they told other European governments, if the funding does not lead to programs where Kenyan citizens are paid at a decent rate, where you're doing initiatives that are helpful to building communities, we're not going to accept the aid. We're not going to approve the program. So I think in one angle, CARICOM and Haiti need to say, hey, we're not going to accept a $5 million or $10 million program where you pass out, some lunch to people in Haiti, and then you give a $10 million contract to a US company to implement it. And no one in Haiti gets anything except for maybe, some shrimp cocktails and some rum. I mean, that type of behavior needs to be cut out. So if the US and Canada are serious and they're going to do a program, I think that's one angle that needs to be handled, right? I think the other angle that needs to happen is that we need to look within ourselves, and we do need to establish that community. We do need to look at ways to counteract brain drain, but also move strategically as a nation, as a group of nations. And so we really want to look at, our past and our history to figure out how we can bring solutions, for the future. So those are my thoughts. Yeah.
The senior gentleman of the panel this morning or this afternoon, Mr. Nelson, your take on the solution of Haiti, and do you think that between Haiti and Jamaica, you think the American government, the Canadian government, the English government, and the European Union should just cut all donors to these two countries, because of what is the corruption that is in it?
If they were to cut donations to these countries, the corruption would end immediately, because they cannot survive without those donations. There's, like $60 million going to the police force and to the military in Jamaica, and that's US dollars. And without that money, they cannot recruit more people, they cannot pay people adequately, they cannot sustain. So they would get a message loud and clear on both sides, Haiti, Jamaica, any other Caribbean islands involved. And I understand exactly what John is saying, that the donations must lead to significant improvement in quality of life and the people's ability to survive, right? There is no way that we're going to give Haiti or Jamaica $100 million and they're going to recover based on that. We have to think in terms of what you're doing for Ukraine. Ukraine's problem is to Russia is what Haiti and Jamaica has now with the gang warfare. It is killing people inside the country. The Russians are killing Ukrainians, indiscriminate firing into the country. This is what we're having with the gangs. And the irony is the funding of those weapons. Those weapons have been funded inside the United States. And you can't tell me that the agency, the FBI, the HSI, and every other three-letter group out there cannot get their hands around who these funders are and why they're doing it. And if it's a matter of internal politics here in the US, where the organizations whether you be Republican or whether you be Democrat, if they are bound and determined to support misguided Haitians or misguided Jamaicans or any other Caribbeanite who's misguided in trying to achieve power inside of Jamaica or Haiti, and they're doing it in the roundabout fashion, then those people should be investigated and arrested. And that's the only way I see of stopping the inflow of weapons into those countries. You have to investigate these folks and you have to identify them. You have to take the mask off, reveal who they are, reveal what organizations they belong to, and reveal why you believe they're doing this to paralyze these two countries. No way this should continue. And that's my take on stopping the violence in those countries. Dr. Gale, the reason I promote him in this manner is he has a hands-on methodology of why the young people, young men especially, join gangs and how to reverse that process. So pretty much he seems to have solved the problem in Belize, in Trinidad, and he's working on Jamaica at this point. So let's see if the University of the West Indies, in collaboration with colleges and universities in Haiti, in Guyana, and Trinidad, can come up with a solution based on Dr. Gale's findings from 19 countries as to how to resolve this problem. That's it. Over to you, Jeffrey.
Ms. LaBruce, you want to say something?
Yeah, just I'm assuming we're wrapping up now, but I wanted to refer our listeners to a couple of things, mostly because people think that Haiti just doesn't get good press often. So I wanted to refer folks to different places where they can learn a bit more about the transformative change that's happening in Haiti and be part of it as well. So my website, replenish509.com, 509 is the Haiti area code. So that's where that comes from. We have a program called Connect to Replenish, where the participants can learn about vetted initiatives on the ground. Initiatives in a variety of sectors, whether it's diaspora integration or cultural heritage, education. We have a variety of initiatives that are part of the systemic transformation, where if people are looking on to know what's happening on the ground and how to get involved, it's the perfect starting point for that. So that's replenish509.com. And the second place I want to reference to, because not everyone has time to get involved, but have some disposable income to support transformative change. So through our cultural programming at Revive Haiti, that's REVIV, Haiti spelled in Creole, AYITI.org. This is an organization that's involved in changing the narrative around Haiti, and is supporting local entrepreneurs through a membership, a subscription package. So this is how we are supporting not only the culture and changing the narrative, but supporting entrepreneurs and keeping jobs going in Haiti. So those are two resources that I wanted to share with everyone. Replenish509.com to get more involved, so volunteering your time and your brain power, and then revivehaiti.org to support the narrative change and local entrepreneurs by getting goods made on the ground.
Thank you so much, lady and gentlemen. This morning we had Mistress Renee LaBruce, the former United States Foreign Service officer. Mr. John Clark is a Caribbean American with roots in Jamaica, the Garden Parish of St. Elizabeth, a former diplomat. Mr. Herb Nelson Jr., chairman of the Crime Security Committee Group Institute of the Caribbean Studies in Washington, D.C., and Mr. Gene Henry, former special, pardon me?
Jean-Henri, very difficult to say it, but I got you, Jean-Henri.
Okay. A former special advisor to the former Prime Minister of Haiti from 2018 to 2019. Thank you all very much for coming on to Make We Talk. And do not be a stranger. We're going to have this discussion come maybe next week Sunday or the other Sunday. I'll reach out to you all. But we have to continue talking about Haiti and Jamaica. Because whatever happened in Haiti, as what the former advisor said, it is 90 miles away. When you left Haiti, you're on the peak of Port Antonio.
Jeffrey, I just want him to have my case of red stripe ready. That's it.
And I am asking everyone on this panel here to like, share, and subscribe to the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel. Send it out to everyone because we have to keep talking. We have to keep this thing going. It cannot continue where our two countries are overtaken by corruption and gangs. And I think the time has come where we have to figure out who we have representing us in Parliament. We have some TV representing the Parliament, you know. And yet they come out and they give this pretty speech as if, you know, it's all hunky-donkey. No, our people are suffering. Our people are suffering because of the hands of people who can't secure their nation. If you can't provide jobs for the people, you're going to have major anarchy in the country, you know. And that's what happened in Haiti. Successful government cannot supply the people with proper roads, jobs, health care, security, and the fifth one, I can't remember the fifth one. We have to do something. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying this to you all. Let us continue talking and have solution towards Haiti's crime problem and Jamaica's crime problem. Thank you all very much for coming on. God bless you all.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, folks.
Now, I must say thanks to Mr. Herb Nelson Jr. for helping me to get these lovely people on. Thank you all very much. Mr. Bruce, thank you.
Oh, okay. I would love to be able to say everybody would be welcome in a LaBruce government down in Haiti sometime next year, right? So we have to work on
I'm cheering for that.
Unless John has other ideas that he wants to run himself. We could have two potential contenders here, or one can be prime minister, one can be president.
Who will be the president?
Be the president?
I don't know. I let them talk about that amongst themselves.
You have to have the first female president.
And you'll be you'll be the Minister of National Security, sir.
Well, yes. I would volunteer. Well,
there we go.
And Sir Clark would be the ambassador to the United Nations.
There you go.
God bless you all.
Guys. Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Thanks, now.
All right. Bye.
Until you hear my voice again, I'm Jeffrey Tavares saying so long. May God bless you. May God bless Jamaica land we love. And may God bless the Haitian people. Like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.